your thoughts on some of the Celtics, that rivalry with the Celtics. Who did you hate most on that team and wanted to hit? I'm gonna tell you mine first. I wanted to slap the shit out of Cedric Maxwell so many times, man. And now I've grown to love the guy. Who was your guy?
Coop? I mean, I had two. I had ML. I mean, waving that towel over there. I just wanted to smack the shit out of him just so he could stop waving. And then number two, of course, Danny Ainge. He did Danny Ainge with a passion. I just wanted to, I remember we had one play, Buck was like, B, we're going to run 52. So you're going to catch the ball, and Danny Ainge is going to be trailing you, so he's going to be on your left side. He said, I want you to go up, put that left elbow out. You're going to hit him right in his damn throat. And I said, Buck, that's going to be an offensive foul. He said, baby B, trust, do that. Man, I did that shit, Coop. Bam, shot it, heard the whistle, the ball goes, count it, foul on Danny Ainge, right? And Danny Ainge over there like this, did you see what he did? You see what he did to me? And Buck, that's what I'm talking about, B, And I was like, yeah. I wanted to hit that dude every game we played. I was trying to find a way just to get one on his ass. I just hated him so much. But like you said, when he went into being a general manager and I'm coaching, I had a few encounters with him where I had to talk to him and everything. And after that, we were cool. Everything was kind of squashed. And I found out I didn't like Cedric as well because he came in to do an interview with me when I was coaching in New Jersey. And it was my first year coaching. And our guy said, well, he does it with every head coach, so can Cedric come in and do an interview with you? And I looked at him just like this, coach, and straight at his name is Mark. I said, Mark, hell no, I'm not doing an interview with Cedric. Coach, he does it with every team head coach. I said, I don't give a shit. I ain't talking to his ass. And I didn't talk to him. The first year, we went to Boston twice. I never did an interview with him. And then my man Marks was like, Coach, you're killing me. The next year, he's like, please. I said, all right, I'll talk to him. So he comes in, Cedric, hey, what's going on? And I'm sitting there like, what's up? And we finally sit down and we start talking. I was straight Inglewood too, Coop. I was like, yeah, what's up? And he sat down, we start talking, and he ended up being there like 10 minutes later because I was like, okay, you know what? We had a good time. And I was like, all right, this dude's all right, So it took me a while to open up to like, Danny and Maxwell and Larry. We were on, the panel together for the first, for that lottery pick. And so, got to know Larry a little bit more. But yeah, it was hard for a while. But man, ML Carr and Danny Ainge, I wanted to knock the shit out of them. No, that's gone. These guys are all buddies. And, I knew that when I was coaching New Orleans and we were playing against Utah and Darren Williams and Chris Paul, they were right behind each other in the draft. We ended up getting, Chris Paul at 4. Utah took Darren Williams at 3. And, the night before the game, we come in, or the day of the game, we come in for shoot around. And Chris Paul was like, what'd you do last night, Coach? I said, I do what I normally do before the night, night before a game. I go to a movie, and relax, and I go back home and I, start thinking about the game. I said, what you do? He said, oh, me and Darren came over, last night. We had dinner and everything. And, spent the night. I took him back to the hotel this morning. I said, you did what? I said, wait a minute. Y'all did. He spent the night? I said, what kind of shit is this? And now y'all gonna go and battle each other? I said, man, I don't get it. I said, I just don't get it. I said, there's no way in hell that if Boston was in town, me and Danny Ainge gonna have dinner together and he gonna spend the night at my house. I said, there's no way in hell. So I don't get that. Those rivalries are been gone. That's why all these guys are joining each other because they want to play with their buddies and all this shit. I mean, that stuff it don't exist, the rivalries like they did back in the day. That Boston Celtic LA rivalry will be the best and last rivalry that we'll ever see.
But it really made basketball, took it to another level, enabling these players to do what they do today.
Oh, I agree. I mean, what we were able to accomplish in the 80s and 90s and the teams before us have made the game what it is today. The popularity of the game, the money these guys are getting paid, has all been paved the way by, us, just like it was paved the way, from Cousy and Will Chamberlain and Bill Russell and all those guys and Jerry West for us. So, I don't, to me, I tell them kudos to all of them, get as much money as you can, while you can, because it is a business. And as soon as you can't play the game, you're going to get traded or cut or whatever the case may be. but this game has been made on the backbones of all these guys before them. So my biggest thing with all the young guys is pay homage to the guys who got this to where it is. You know, they don't know the history of basketball enough, which is something that's surprising me. When we came in, you know, Coop, you before me, but I know when I knew about the Celtics back in the day. You know, I knew the history of the game back in the day. These guys, I was in Cleveland coaching, and I mentioned Sidney Moncrief, and they was like, "Who was that?" I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You don't know Sidney Moncrief or James Tony, guys like that?" They was like, "No." I was like, "Man, y'all need to really look back at the history of the game of basketball."